Welcome back, those of you who have been following along. This is going to be the final video in the Borderlands 3 Infinity build series, and we're going to get right into painting and assembly in a moment. But first I wanted to talk just a little bit about this because you might have noticed that the gun in the thumbnails doesn't look like the gun that I have been building up to. And the reason for that is because that orange barreled skin was just a temporary skin for the pre-release demo. And the final skin looks like this. The night before I was going to start painting the gun, I posted on Reddit the nearly finished product, and I woke up to a message in my inbox from one of the developers who said that that's not the final skin, that was just a temporary. And so after checking with his legal team, he sent me some pictures of the actual finalized in-game skin so that I could paint it to match. So I think that this is a much better look for the gun. I like that it pays homage to the Borderlands 2 Infinity with logos on each side. I like the iridescent blue sheen on the receiver. I like the iridescent scales on the grip. I like the carbon fiber on the barrels. Each one of these things that I'm mentioning right now was its own challenge to figure out how to paint, but in the end, I think it came out even better than I could have hoped. So, thank you, Mr. Surratt. I'm honored that you sent me those pictures and allowed me to debut this to my followers and to the rest of the Borderlands community. So, if you're building one of your own and you just want to see how it was painted, let's get right to it. Starting with some flesh color. That's going to go underneath the infinity symbol. A little bit of masking on there. I'm gonna have to touch up some bits, but that should be all right. I'll do the other side now. Now these grip pieces on the gun have a checkering pattern on them. So what I want to do is take this burlap and use it as a mask, but I'm going to stretch it this way so that it makes little diamonds, and then I'll spray some paint through there with my airbrush. Now that's not going to give me the perfect look, but I'm hoping that it'll give me some guidelines to paint over later. Moment of truth here. Ooh. That doesn't look great, but those are just guidelines for painting the checkering pattern on later. So, small thumbs up for that, I guess. Alright, I like to do all of my shading first and all of my black outlining last. And in between those steps, I clear coat it with Krylon Clear Finish. But this time I'm going to do something a little bit special also, because the main body of this gun has a iridescent kind of almost oil slicky look to it. So I'm going to use this interference blue paint and put a very fine blue shiny sheen on it. But I'm going to try to put just a little bit on so that the effect is very subtle. That's showing up on camera there. Are we getting any? I can't tell. I hope that looks good though. Alright, now I'm going to paint on the carbon fiber pattern, and to do that I'm going to cut this masking tape into extremely thin strips and lay those down as guides. And we're going to go 90 degrees. If I can figure out which side is the sticky side. Okay, it's about 90 degrees there. At least this doesn't have to stick real well because it's just guidelines. I'm not trying to actually mask paint with it. Starting to get the feeling that this is going to look extremely hand painted. And I'm okay with that. It lets people see kind of the amount of time that goes into this. Somehow I got off track with my guidelines, and you can see this is going vertical and that one's going horizontal, so I gotta figure out how to fix this. I gotta repaint all of this now real quick, and then I'll move some things around and I'll get back at it. I think I can salvage this. Well, I think that's pretty cool. Carbon fiber-ish. Came out pretty straight and even and square, so yeah, I'll say I'm happy with that. Okay, everything's painted. The last step is assembly, and I'm going to start with the reflex sight. I want to put the lenses in, starting with the rear lens. Now, I have to get this lens into the back of the reflex sight with glue on the edges. I think the best way to do it is going to be using these little magnets. Like so, with masking tape for protection, so I don't scratch it. Then, using a dowel and a drop of super glue, there we go. Now I've got a handle for it. I can mix up some epoxy, glue up the edges, slide it right in there, wait for the glue to cure, and then pull the stick back out and the magnet will drop away, hopefully. Success. I think contact cement's going to be the best way to attach these. Sight up. Squish. That's all together. The last few things are trigger, rail, sight, and funny little wire piece. Let's put the trigger on. That's on there. Next. Line you up. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, this is going really badly. Try again. Try again. Nope. One more time. It's gonna be really bad. Gonna have to clean this now. Okay, there, that's in the right spot. Alcohol. Excellent. It's on there. Bit of a disaster. Got some epoxy on the lens and it's smeared, so we have a little imperfect. Okay, we have a pretty big imperfection in the lens there, but I can live with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rungs get glue on them. Well, something went wrong there. Try again. This should not be so fucking hard. Okay. Well, that's a problem. The super glue is just pulling the paint off the bottom of this, so okay, so there's some bare material exposed there. I'm going to try to carefully expose some on here too. Try it one more time. Third time's the charm. Okay, that feels good. Feels all right. That feels stronger. The very last piece. Whatever this silly thing is. All right, Borderlands 3 Infinity Pistol. That assembly was so frustrating that I'm not as excited about this as I hoped I would be, but excited nonetheless.
The party in the dust and the sand, chip on your shoulder, sweat and dirt on your hands. Machines in slumber start to lumber outside. Head full of numbers, see the colors collide. Search safest sanctuary, dropping them dollars on you, thank you very much. By the way, no refunds, back into the boneyard, badlands we run. I saw a siren singing, shifting through the shots, a ringing, frying, burning, guts a stinging, bringing you the pain. Come on down and join the party.